Yo, hoop fans, your sideline sage, Tips and Upstreams, is lacing up once again. On deck, deep dives into the freshest NBA clashes, ready to set the planks ablaze. But before we jump the ball, be sure to hammer that subscribe on our YouTube channel to keep hooked with our sharp forecasts and prime selections. All right, let's bounce into today's NBA Crystal Ball reads. The first prediction for today is for the game between Philadelphia 76ers and Miami Heat. Tonight's showdown on the hardwood features an epic clash in the Eastern Conference as the Philadelphia 76ers hit the road to take on the Miami Heat at the Kaseya Center. This game is more than just a regular season matchup. It's a battle for playoff positioning that could have major implications down the line. The 76ers, boasting a 41-35 record, are fresh off a nail-biter against the Thunder, proving they've got the resilience and squad depth to take on the challenges. On the other side, the Heat, with a slightly superior 42-33 record, are coming in hot after dismantling the Knicks, showcasing their solid defensive game and offensive firepower. Philadelphia has been making waves with an average of 114.3 points per game and a shooting efficiency of 46.4% from the field, not to mention their 36.2% accuracy from the three-point line. While their offense might not top the charts, their free throw precision is noteworthy at 82.6%. Their defense isn't slacking either, limiting opponents to 112.1 points per game and keeping the shooting efficiency of their adversaries to 47.2%. Their defensive prowess is further enhanced by their knack for causing turnovers and dominating the rebound game. The Miami Heat, known for their defensive brilliance, are fourth in the league, allowing only 108.4 points per game. They excel in curtailing the three-point success of their opponents to just 35.8% and are formidable in the rebound department. On offense, they clock in at 109.9 points per game, with a shooting accuracy of 46.4% from the field and 37.1% from beyond the arc. This balanced attack is led by Jimmy Butler and Tyler Herro, with Terry Rozier recently stepping up, providing a substantial boost in scoring. Recent face-offs in Miami have been close encounters, with the Heat frequently exploiting their home court advantage. Their track record in the first of back-to-back games, especially against teams from the Eastern Conference, is impressive, often beating the spread. The 76ers have displayed determination in these scenarios, particularly as the underdogs on the road, though they found it tough to beat the spread in Thursday games against Eastern rivals with winning records. Given the team's current form, defensive tactics, offensive prowess, and the recent return from injury of key players like Joel Embiid for the 76ers, tonight's game is shaping up to be a nail-biter. The Heat's stellar defensive performance in their last 5 outings, combined with their home court advantage and historical success in similar matchups, gives them a slight upper hand. While the 76ers' tenacity, especially on the road post-All-Star break, is commendable, the Heat's form and defensive stability, particularly in stifling their opponent's scoring, slightly tip the balance in their favor. The Heat have mastered controlling the game's tempo and leveraging their depth, essential factors in tonight's contest. In summary, despite the 76ers gearing up for a strong challenge, especially with Embiid back on the floor, the Miami Heat's defensive expertise and recent stride at the Kaseya Center are poised to secure them the victory. The health factor, home court advantage, and previous encounters tilt the odds towards the Heat as they strive to cement their place within the top 6 in the East. Expect the Heat to not only win, but also cover the 2-point spread in a game that's likely to be a tactical showdown with a lean towards a lower total point score, thanks to the defensive strengths of both squads. Before laying down your bets for this showdown, make sure to take a deep dive into the 76ers' current lineup situation. As of the moment this insight was penned, their trio of star players is marked on the injury roster. Keep an eye on those updates to avoid any surprise setbacks. The next prediction for today is for the game between Sacramento Kings and New York Knicks. Tonight's showdown at Madison Square Garden features the New York Knicks going head-to-head with the Sacramento Kings in a pivotal game that could sway their playoff destiny. With both teams sitting on identical records at this crucial point in the season, the intensity is sky-high. Under the firm leadership of Tom Thibodeau, the Knicks are in a rough patch, having dropped their last 3 games, including a hard-fought loss to the Miami Heat. Their offense seems to be in a slump, raising concerns about their scoring ability as the playoffs approach. Conversely, the Kings are regaining their rhythm, having secured back-to-back victories, thanks to the stellar performances of Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. Their recent victory over the LA Clippers showcases their potential to dominate when they hit their stride. Yet, maintaining this momentum, particularly on the road, remains their biggest challenge. A look at the performance under pressure reveals the Knicks' home ground prowess at Madison Square Garden, turning it into a stronghold. Their top-tier defense could be the game-changer tonight. The Kings, known for their scoring ability, often find it tough to convert those points into wins away from home. The last face-off at the Garden had the Knicks using their defensive strength to quell the Kings' dynamic offense. With the Knicks eager to end their losing streak and the Kings keen on enhancing their playoff chances, tonight's match is balanced on a razor's edge. Injuries and current form are critical in determining the outcome of such close contests. The Knicks' strategic defense aiming to neutralize the Kings' main players could play a crucial role again. Moreover, the Knicks' historical advantage at home could tilt the scales in their favor in this tight game. Considering performance under pressure, home advantage, recent form, and past encounters, the forecast favors the Knicks. Their resilience at home and defensive capabilities are expected to thwart the Kings' game plan. The Knicks are tipped to not just win, but also beat the three-point spread set by the bookmakers, with the game predicted to be a lower-scoring one, falling below the 216-point threshold. As the battle for playoff positions intensifies, tonight's game is set to be explosive. Yet, with their defensive strength, home advantage, and the urgent need to break their losing streak, the Knicks are anticipated to come out on top. My bet is on the New York Knicks to triumph and cover the three-point spread. The next prediction for today is for the game between Atlanta Hawks and Dallas Mavericks. Tonight's face-off at the American Airlines Center is a high-stakes clash between the Atlanta Hawks and the Dallas Mavericks, both squads balling hard for that prime playoff spot. The Hawks, coming off the heat of a win against the Bulls and dragging their feet from a back-to-back with Detroit, are aiming to keep that winning vibe alive. Despite their offense dropping buckets at an impressive clip of 119.1 points per game, their D has been on the generous side, letting opponents light up the scoreboard a bit too much. Meanwhile, the Dallas Mavericks are shaking off a tight loss to Golden State, laser-focused on dodging the play-in tourney. With Luka Doncic leading the charge in an MVP-worthy season, the Mavs pack a punch offensively and hold down the fort a bit tighter on defense, making their home turf a fortress against under 500 teams come nightfall. Stats Deep Dive shows both teams can run and gun, but it's on the defensive end where some cracks might show, especially for the Hawks dealing with the double whammy of road games and back-to-back fatigue. That's music to the ears of a Dallas crew that thrives on home-court electricity, especially against Eastern contenders. Injuries could throw a wrench in the works, with the Hawks potentially missing the likes of Trae Young and DeAndre Hunter shaking up their rhythm. Dallas has its own health hurdles, but has kept a steadier ship thanks to its star power and depth. History tips its hat to the Mavs in recent head-to-heads, but don't sleep on the Hawks. Their recent hustle and bucket-getting spree signal they're not going down without a fight, even if odds and stats lean towards Dallas, thanks to their sharper shooting and board control. However, with the Mavericks' home court mojo, the Hawks' defensive hiccups, and Dallas's statistical upper hand, the Mavs are looking good to clinch this one. Still, given the Hawks' grit in clutch moments, it's anyone's game, but leaning on the total points, set at a beefy 231.5, thanks to both teams' scoring prowess, might see a slight dip with Atlanta's back-to-back blues and Dallas's defensive clamps tightening. The smart money might eye the Mavericks to take it and beat the spread, considering the Hawks' back-to-back fatigue and road game scenario. Yet the Hawks are hitting a season high, barely blinking at Trae Young's sideline stint. It's a tricky call, but the under on total points seems the way to go, with recent trends showing both teams tightening up defense. My bet is on the total points to stay under 231.5. So, before laying down your bets, give those injury reports a once-over. The next prediction for today is for the game between Golden State Warriors and Houston Rockets. In the constantly shifting sands of the NBA, the showdown between the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets this Thursday evening is shaping up to be more than a mere blip on the sports calendar. Locked in the heat of the play-in tournament chase, Both squads are gunning for a win, yet it's the finer points that are poised to tip the scales in this clash. The Warriors, boasting a season tally of 41 wins to 34 losses, hold not only a numerical advantage in the standings, but also the mental edge with a 2-0 lead over the Rockets in their season series. The dynamic scoring duo of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson have proven to be particularly devastating against Houston, clocking in at averages of 28.0 and 19.5 points per game, respectively, with the team pushing the scoreboard to an average of 113.5 points in these contests, and with Jonathan Kuminga set to return, the Warriors' offensive firepower is primed and ready to unleash. Conversely, the Rockets, with a record of 38-37, are teetering on the edge after back-to-back losses. The absence of Alperen Sengun, a crucial piece in their battles with the Warriors, compounds their predicament. Nonetheless, Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet remain critical to Houston's hopes of flipping the script, despite their previous struggles against Golden State. From a statistical standpoint, the Warriors dazzle with their offensive might, securing the 8th spot league-wide with an average score of 117.8 points per game, backed by solid shooting from the field, 47.4%, and three-point range, 37.6%. Their defense, while not the league's best, has been effective enough, especially in creating turnovers and snagging steals. The Rockets, despite lagging in shooting efficiency and three-point execution, have shown grit on the defensive end. With a defense ranked 10th in points conceded per game, their knack for stifling opponents' scoring thrusts stands as their bulwark. Their rebounding prowess and disruptive play, marked by steals and turnovers, could play pivotal roles in this showdown. While recent history leans heavily in favor of the Warriors, particularly in Houston, the combination of superior shooting and offensive execution pegs them as the frontrunners. Yet, the Rockets' defensive determination and the Warriors' sometimes over-reliance on the three could tilt the scales. Though not a back-to-back game scenario, fatigue and recent form suggest the Warriors, fresh off a nail-biter against the Mavericks, have the momentum. The Rockets, licking their wounds from their last game, must leverage their home court to withstand the Warriors' scoring barrage. Thus, the prediction favors the Golden State Warriors not just to clinch a victory, but also to cover the 3.5-point spread. Their scoring arsenal, complemented by tactical defense, should propel them past the Rockets, especially with their proficiency from beyond the arc. Expect the total points to surpass the 228 mark, given the offensive prowess on display and past encounters. In essence, despite the Rockets' potential to keep things competitive, the Warriors' depth, seasoned expertise, and sharpshooting are likely to carry the day. Anticipate an offense-rich battle with the Warriors securing their spot in the play-in tournament. Betting on the Golden State Warriors to win and cover the spread seems like a wise choice. The last prediction for today is for the game between Denver Nuggets and Los Angeles Clippers. In the charged atmosphere of Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, the stage is set for a Western Conference clash destined to go down in NBA lore. The Denver Nuggets, dominating the West with an impressive 53-23 record, are squaring off against the Los Angeles Clippers, who hold the 4th seed with a 47-28 tally. This matchup is not just pivotal for playoff positioning, but also a showcase of the grit and tactical brilliance of two of the league's top teams as they vie for postseason glory. The Nuggets, on a hot streak with consecutive wins against the Cavaliers and Spurs, are flaunting their championship caliber, keen on clinching the premier spot in the West. Their performance has been characterized by a well-rounded offensive strategy and the exceptional play of Nikola Jokic, a statistical giant this season, highlighting Denver's depth and adaptability. Jokic's role is crucial, especially with Jamal Murray's participation in doubt, making his impact even more vital. Denver's knack for maintaining a high shooting percentage, particularly in critical moments, along with their sharpshooting from three-point land, has been key to their success. On the other side, the Clippers, despite their surge in the middle of the season, have hit a rough patch, with a recent loss to the Kings exposing some challenges they face. With Kawhi Leonard out of action, the spotlight is on Paul George and Ivica Zubac to step up. Nonetheless, the Clippers have shown they can bounce back, boasting efficient shooting from the field and beyond the arc, keeping them in the hunt in any contest. In recent face-offs, the Nuggets have had the Clippers' number, winning 8 of the last 9 duels. This dominance isn't just about strategy, but also a mental edge over Los Angeles. Focusing on the games played in Los Angeles, the Nuggets have demonstrated their ability to thrive and prevail in adversarial conditions, using their shooting accuracy and rebounding strength to dictate the pace. Injuries are a significant factor in this showdown, with the Clippers feeling Leonard's absence more profoundly. The Nuggets, despite the uncertainty around Murray, possess depth and have consistently seen players rise to the occasion. Given the factors at play, including Denver's superior shooting and rebounding stats and their historical performance in Los Angeles, Denver looks poised to tip the scales in their favor. The Clippers, formidable as they are, seem to face a daunting challenge without Leonard, and their recent performances don't bode well against a Denver team adept at securing victories. Moreover, the stakes of this game are immense for both squads, but Denver's steady play, particularly on the road, and their statistical superiority make them the frontrunners to outperform. Denver's resilience and statistical edge in key areas designate them as the prime choice in this pivotal showdown. The Clippers, despite their strengths, might find it hard to counter Denver's efficacy and depth, particularly in Leonard's absence. Looking at the head-to-head record, Denver's recent dominance in this series is unmistakable. With an 8-1 straight-up record in their last 9 games against the Clippers and covering the spread in 6 out of 8 encounters, Denver is peaking at the right moment. Coupled with Leonard's injury, backing the Nuggets seems like the logical move. I'm inclined to support the Nuggets even with up to a 3-point advantage. They're currently the team in form. The Clippers, with a 13-13 record in their last 26 games and missing their lead scorer, Kawhi Leonard, face a significant hurdle against the reigning champs. In summary, expect the Denver Nuggets to not only emerge victorious but also cover the 3-point spread. Their shooting efficiency, rebounding capabilities, and Jokic's leadership will overwhelm the Clippers, particularly in the absence of their star player. While predicting the total points margin might be complex due to both teams' scoring ability, prioritizing defense in this crucial game suggests a lean towards a lower score. Yet, betting on the Nuggets to triumph and solidify their top spot in the Western Conference remains the most reliable wager.